Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscription. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs. It is a broad spectrum reading. I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit or it doesn't seem to resonate, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. It just may not be your reading at this time, and you may be working on something different. It is originally created for Monday, the 27th of March, but it's not solely set for that date. I do believe that readings are timeless, so if you're seeing any of my readings on a different date than when they were otherwise created for, that's okay. If the reading makes sense, by all means take it. I believe that messages find us when we need them rather than when they're created for. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about, what decks I'm using, how to follow me or contact me via social media for a private reading. Know that I will never reach out to you or try and sell you a reading. So if somebody does, it's not me. And also, just simple ways to support the channel. You can do so by hitting that thumbs up button, liking the video, sharing the video out, subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell, leaving me a question or comment. All of that stuff is greatly appreciated. You can also join my Patreon if you want to see the reading a day ahead of time. That's always available to you too. So let's get into these cards and see what's going on. I will let you know that I do refer back to the Sunday reading, which is the underpinning energy of the week. So that populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video. So if you hear me talking about cards that you don't see in this video, I'm usually referring back to that. So check that out. And let's see what's going on with these cards. What do they want us to know for the 27th of March? Funny, I can't seem to escape the truth. It's this funny thing that I've got going on. I've got this thing I need to post on Instagram regarding the Two of Pentacles, and then it was in my email today for this daily email tarot card that I get. It was also the Two of Pentacles, and then I just saw the Two of Pentacles while shuffling. So let's see what's going on. Alright, so yesterday in the Sunday reading, I happened to look at the bottom energy of the deck, which I don't normally do, and I'm going to do it again today. So let's look at that first before we pull the card. The bottom energy is the Empress. Not mad at her, and that is the most gorgeous Empress card I have ever seen. I'm loving this deck. Alright, Empress is associated with the planet Venus, beauty, connection to nature, fertility, childbirth, rearing, nurturing. It's a strong card because Venus is associated with the signs of Libra and with Taurus. So there's a strength, but it's a divine feminine strength, right? It's more on the nurturing side, the side of cultivation. I would say more in alignment with harmony and grace, ease, that sort of a thing. And I like that we're seeing this bottom of the deck energy. Yesterday's was the Queen of Swords. So there's this feminine sort of presence underpinning all of this that is guiding us through these readings, it seems like. So let's look at the card for the day. It's our friend the Moon. This was in the Sunday reading in the midweek, right? And the Moon, what I said yesterday, was Moon's associated with the signs of Cancer and Pisces. So it's a highly, not only emotional, but intuitional card. And oftentimes the Moon is looked at as a card of maybe obscurity or not being able to fully see. It can sometimes be confusion. This particular moon, though, this design, I said this yesterday when it came up in the midweek, I feel like this big pink moon makes me think of the heart chakra, right? Our truth. It even reminds me sort of the rose quartz angels that are around this table. Rose quartz also associates with the heart chakra. And then these three women are about this trinity, right, in the card. It's the balance of the mind, body, and spirit. Ultimately listening to our intuition, and the moon being pink and associated with the heart to me speaks to listening to our emotional guidance, our heartfelt, intuitional like truth, right? And allowing that to be our guide as we move through not only today, because it's today's card, but we also see it underpinning the midweek. So it's kind of giving us some indication that there may be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I don't want to say counterintuitive, but like there might be things going on around us, situations, relationships that we're navigating that we don't necessarily feel like we are in alignment to is sort of the feeling I get. And that doesn't mean that we aren't in alignment. The moon would be about aligning to ourselves and our own truth first and foremost, and following that, even if that doesn't fall in with the popular opinion, right? It may not always make sense with the moon. It's not as direct. It's more subtle. It's more like we have to have like more faith or more trust in what we're sensing, feeling, intuiting, and then following that guidance. The moon is major arcana, so this is profound, or this is big sort of guidance that's coming to us. It's also, in some ways, I think, heralding the moon's midweek placement in the Sunday reading, right? I don't get this sense of confusion or sometimes the moon can represent fear too. I don't feel that with this particular moon card. I feel a very profound truth that is in our heart, that is in our intuition, that is in our mind, body, spirit, that we need to be listening to, that we need to be allowing to be our guide, even if it doesn't seem like it is practical. But after I say that, I also want to acknowledge the bottom cards of the deck have been the Empress, which would be about, her being associated with Venus and with Taurian energy. She would be practical. She would be grounded. She would be connected to the earth. She's very much connected to the earth. And yesterday we had the Queen of Swords show up twice in the reading. And that's all about being emotional, right? Because it's the Queen of Swords. But it's also about maintaining our logic and our intelligence, right? Utilizing that as our guide. So I feel like even though there is this, I don't know if inspiration, drive, call coming to us, indication, intuition that's coming to us, it's strong. And the moon is also a very feminine card, right? Associated with Pisces and Cancer. It's going to be that more subtle, feminine, spiritual energy or information that's guiding us. And we need to listen to it. We need to heed it. We need to honor its truth and bring that forward and allow that to indicate what steps we take, what choices we make. Remember, underpinning this is that Seven of Cups from the Sunday reading. And that's about a choice. It's about I was getting this definite hit of potential trepidation about, if I make this choice, is this the right choice? Is it going to be a choice that locks me in? Does it stop me from having access to other options? And I don't feel that it does, but I do feel that it requires, because the moon maybe doesn't necessarily allow us to see the full path all right in front of us. It requires us to step out, take action, make decisions from a place of faith, believing in ourselves, right? Connecting into our own internal truth. With the Empress here too, in the bottom of the deck energy, this truth is deep and profound, right? And it is, it needs to be allowed to lead the way, regardless of what others say or what society tells us. That's my feeling. We can trust this. This is powerful, like divine feminine energy. This is powerful intuition of like our own spirit guiding us through or into maybe this next phase. And by listening to that, I think that with the Empress there, the Empress is also about abundance. And so we get to create more beauty and abundance, grace, harmony, all of that in our lives. We're just not necessarily fully able to see exactly how it's going to play out. That's the Seven of Cups presence, and that's the moon. But I think that sometimes when we act in faith or trust in ourselves above all else, we empower ourselves in ways that we don't even fully understand. Let's go to the miracles now. I trust that my gut reaction is the truth underneath the surface of my fears. Like I said, the moon can associate with fear. I don't get a fear from this moon card. I feel that we need to trust our gut reactions on stuff, right? That's what this moon is indicating. Our fears would be sort of the worry of the Seven of Cups that underpins this. We need to, it's like, and I said this yesterday in the Sunday reading, we know the answer. It's like either we're afraid to make the choice or accept the answer, and the moon is kind of pushing us towards it, right? I think of the moon, how it affects the tides. If we're the tide, we might be being pushed or pulled in a direction that doesn't necessarily, I don't want to say seem like a logical thing to do, but I do want to say that it is the thing that isn't necessarily maybe what we would normally do, but it's what we feel is right. It's what we intuit is right. It's the gut reaction that we know is the truth underneath the surface of our worries, our trepidation, or our fear. We're not going to let us block that. The moon's presence is just too big, too strong, too like that pull is there. We can't deny it. We may try, or we maybe have been trying. It's almost like the elephant in the room, like not talking about the thing we've been intuiting or feeling or knowing. And now is the time to kind of look at it, talk about it, or at least have that discussion with ourselves within, and then take action from there, regardless of what society says or people around us say or the situation indicates. This is about being true to ourselves, right? So let's go to the clarifiers. We have the Ace of Swords. We saw that yesterday. This is that truth, guys. This is that profound singular truth for ourselves that we need to honor, listen to, and celebrate and act from. It's going to cut clear, or it's going to cut through the surface of our fears, so to speak. This ace could be very much our gut reaction aligning with the thoughts or the communications that we're having. Aces can represent new beginnings, so this could be a new way of communicating or a new way of thinking for us, but it is a way that's going to lead us to clarity, to truth, to our own personal level of honesty that we need to be able to take steps forward. Let's see what it's the Star. So I did shuffle this deck, guys. This was the end of the week clarifier. So this is also air energy. We have air energy in the Ace of Swords. The Star is Aquarian energy. It's about expansion, healing, peace, clarity, calming ourselves, listening to our own internal truth above all other sort of truths that may be around us or about us, trying to influence us or push us in a different direction. Our moon or our intuition, our emotions is giving us that gut reaction or that read that is maybe, for some of you, it might be in complete disalignment to what's going on around us, but we need to listen to it. We need to heed it. It's going to bring us not only this clarity, but the internal peace that the Star represents. We don't need to convince anybody of this truth or why we're doing what we're doing. We just need to honor and trust it. And then the last card is the Six of Cups. This is a card of emotional harmony. It's a card of past lives. It's a card of family. It's a card of loved ones. It's a card of connection, how we connect, where we connect. When I see, and deep, profound connection at a spiritual, emotional level, and bringing that back into balance. When I see this and I think about the Empress underpinning all of this, this is about aligning ourselves to this very beautiful truth, even if it means communicating in a different way or following a different path, but trusting that path is leading us towards more harmony, more peace. You know, with the Ace of Swords, there's some of us may need to cut away a few things. We saw the Queen of Swords yesterday. She's she's not fearful of letting things go if they don't serve her. And so we may have to do that. The Empress knows what she deserves. The Star is extremely clear in who it is, and in its beauty, in its silence in a way, right? So to me, this is aligning to that and living from that, communicating from that, and really embracing that, and then allowing that to affect our relationships, the situations around us, and allow that to restore at least us to a state of balance within situations that may have been unbalanced or feeling out of whack. And in doing so, we give ourselves a better appreciation of our connection to the accumulated or to the greater collective. Does that make sense? So I hope that makes sense. Let's go to the grounding stone. It's funny because it feels like all the cards, the clarifiers, just moved one over today. Like they're just getting a little bit closer to us, and seeing the moon in the midweek and then seeing it today, it's like this week's kind of, not only are we moving forward, but this energy is moving towards us, right? So it's like, it may even be coming on quicker. We might actually experience some stuff that we didn't see in the weekly later this week in the daily videos that didn't necessarily present itself. Like, I almost feel like this is, not that the moon is the fastest energy, nor is the star by any means, but it feels like we might be fast tracking ourselves through this week, and we may not be as stuck as the weekly indicated, okay? And then here is, what was I talking about? Trust and faith. We have two stones. The last two stones have been on Tiger's Eye, and the word is faith. Having faith in ourselves, whatever our intuitional truth is, our emotional truth, where we connect in, how we connect in. It says, I trust that my gut reaction, you know, like this is about having faith and trust in ourselves and what we know to be true. And then allowing that to be our truth that carries us towards our peace and balance, towards renewed harmony, grace, gentleness, self-healing, all of that. Allow that to be your guide today. Definitely tune in and listen to what indications are coming to you from a higher spiritual or emotional place. That is your reading. Please like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Tune in tomorrow to see how this energy transforms. I hope you're experiencing this, and have a wonderful day, you guys. All right, take care. Bye-bye.